And these are the ones that trap speeders.
Yes.
A lot of, again, proof. There's not a lot of evidence. There's not a lot of data to support this over time. So we're all asking a million questions about what the real hazards in our environment might be. And it's interesting what you just said to me. Share that, please. Well, it's advancing faster than we can keep up with it. And about saying, why is this child blind, may be at issue.
Okay, well, what's at issue is...
affect a full-term baby, because the nervous system...
It does. It does sometimes. The key...
daughter, who's now 8 years old, and I was
protected, but she was not.
She wasn't.
Actually, studies...
issue.
Okay. Well,
you as an adult particularly interested in, about to have a newborn, tips for important stories. Doing the right thing when at the end of the hour we've raised a lot of questions, and I think that's what we've done today, don't you?
Yes.
But what we don't want to do is freak people out and have you feeling hopeless. We're not hopeless or helpless. And that's why we've asked Sandra to put together a list of things really are affecting us, as you mentioned.
Well, I want to say that another is to avoid... Kenny said we could do a comparison.
I think you should stand up and have the audience.
We should have a belly off, right? And Kenny, you're feeling okay through the pregnancy? Now, we showed a little.
That's right.
Which was painful and mysterious. I mean, now something broke through. You got 2 babies.
That's right. Yeah. Well, the work that some of the blocks, the emotional blocks, that I had no idea could be thinking, you know, I'll bet that what I used to heal my body, fertility.
So, Kenny, we're talking about limits that Julia had on the way she saw herself?
Mm-hmm.
Keep losing babies.
And you have a reason.
I just wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't playing. I had learned, you know, it was the way I was taught to be in a relationship, and to be able to express that to Kenny. And I think that to feel, you know, I'm in a safe place and I can stay here. And a few months into that work, and he's 4 years old,
thinking the baby didn't even
please people, which is, you know, kind of common for women.
Absolutely, but I think that the trick here is...
Julia mentioned being sick. Look at this issue of candle. Aren't they cute? Oh, gorgeous. They're so cute. Just the fact that the 2 of you are so honest and so other people can actually embrace that love can be as powerful in terms of healing as you think it. All right, we'll see which one of us goes first. Okay. So we're going to say goodbye to you, but we are going to have you at home. So Kenny Loggins, thank you so much. Julia, lovely to see you. Our best to the family. Okay. Let me tell you about Dr. Eric Pearl. Dr. Pearl is just a regular chiropractor here in Los Angeles, but one day, how are you? So, I don't get it.
Again. And the next one day, it didn't take a whole lot to think something was up. Close her eyes. Over her knee for 2 or 3 minutes. And when I went out to my front desk, and the woman who worked
all over them. Joe was one of your patients.
Something just man.
So tell me what happened then.
My mother came with me, bless my...
From Dr. Pearl, whose patient
was in pain, chronic pain for 5...
All right, hang in there.
And this vertigo, dizziness, the room going around like that, and it's worse over time.
You have tried some unusual treatments in the past.
Yes. Relieved my symptoms wonderfully for 1 week. I kept giving myself the injections for a year because...
Relief for you for a long time, and that is bee stings.
Bee stings, yes.
Now, as you talk about bee stung for us so that we could see how this goes.
To my own symptoms, when I started doing this 4 or 5 years ago,
And it's the poison. Doctor, what is it that's inside the body?
Yeah.
Well, it's a bee venom, and it's some form an allergic reaction.
Yes.
And it seems to have nervous system. Some work on the brain, some work on the... At George Washington University is studying this to see if it's valid, how much
You're still, you know, getting the bees yourself and putting them on you 25.
See first.
I hope.
As we're dealing with herbs, I have a lot of information. I have the most up-to-date research.
Herbs are incredible. I feel a headache coming on. I take an herb. 5 minutes later, it's gone.
Not Marin.
But these are like twigs and roots and ginger and the weirdest things. I'm eating it. It tastes disgusting.
Newsletter, can you tell us what kind of herbs you've got her on?
Yeah, sure.
Can we pass this along? It goes without saying, but you know, Kenny Loggins has shaved off all of his facial hair because he's at a new point.
He comes home from the library after working.
Stand up and tell us who you're looking for, Sarah.
I'm looking for my son who's dreadful.
My heart, I think this is so nice. Tell him who you are.
Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, please do.
Hey, so God bless you. The children, if you change their names, under what name do you look? Because if you look me up, you might find 4 or 5 Carloses Ochoa, but one of them...
We're going to tell you a little bit later on how to handle that exact situation if you're looking for someone. Who's the picture?
Dr.
Picture of my brother.
Family is bigger than.
Yes.
And I hear he's a doctor.
Yes.
Our family, right.
No memory. I was only 13 months old.
That's probably a blessing that you don't remember.
And my...
Let me tell you.
Bonnie, you have a beautiful family. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're going to get out of here. Great. Thank you so much. These are the kids.
Julie.
Now, how does it
seems like look into a mirror? Seems like look into a mirror.
Mirror.
Even though we're 5 years apart, it's like looking into a mirror.
Do happen, and they happen in part because of this lady and her company. Dana, please stand up. You saw me hugging her earlier, and I said that Dana. Danielle, how old are you?
11.
Pretty brave action.
It was much here.
How you doing? Hi, what a week it has been. You're probably on this panel anyway, the person who is most...
And then finding out that he lied.
In Congress. We're getting into the Truman Show with her husband, and sometimes even the worst hurt or the worst pain of cheating, if she's his wife, he cheated on her. And if you're asked if you had any kind of sexual discrepancies publicly, what would you do? What would you do if you found your face on the front of
it is. I mean, you talk about, I think everybody's heart is with edge to it. People are now looking out at her and saying, well, she's not affectionate enough.
I know.
She's an ice princess.
I was just going to say,
horrible.
I understand from some of my sources in Washington, this is the one thing, Leeza, that she is most upset about, because people are looking at her as for people who've been close to them for years. She wants him as well, and this has been very upsetting. Say she was too savvy, she was too smart. They were saying she was running the way you can like her. That's very sad. That his life was going to be so controlled.
All right.
You know.
I do not think that she had any word and everything else. However, if I did take her on, she would really have to be honest. And I think that President Clinton has owned up basically to what he's done. He's apologized to the American public, and he is very open about that part of it.
It's such a mess. I mean, this week, when I just can't get past the dress. It's so tacky. But
you know what? I gotta say this.
She said she thought the stain. Report. It's in the report. And Tanya, we try to practice a paperback romance novel, aren't they? I mean, did you read the love? Now, do we want?
He did say that she was
Bill is the one.
They were talking about the Titanic, ironically, on the day before she died, right, Maurice?
Correct.
Girls, Brittany and Brianna here, and there's an interest.
Encouraged me a lot more.
Such a wonderful role model and an influence on your lives personally and for so many. Your girls had been studying Africa?
And so we started naming all the great things that they do. And
hugging you and taking pictures. She told you what, sweetie?
She told me to keep a smile on my face and that she would be looking for me at the Olympics, to keep working hard.
Did Mom tell you that she had passed away?
Yes.
Oh, great teachable moment to be able to encourage them, show them something. So mysteriously pass away. That's the other thing. Dr. Carlsberg is here today. He's a cardiologist.
In athletes, sometimes they can be predicted ahead.
Tanya, you saw her too recently, didn't
last
you?
week.
Even though they live thousands of miles apart.
At night.
That's right.
She was in the car, was okay, like walked away with no major injuries.
That's right.
Wearing a seatbelt, was she?
No, I mean, really horrible for Fergie. She's had a pretty...
Something about her that I think is so refreshing. She seems so real. I mean, wasn't she just dating someone too?
It's true. She